You're watching Sunday Edition. Thank you for joining us. I am Yvonne Mukondani.
My name is Joyce Mabika. Piswe Jomika is on sign language. Later on, Dora Ngube will be joining us from our Montrose studios in Bulawayo. Our leading stories tonight.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa calls on Zimbabweans to warmly welcome visitors to the 44th SADC Summit.
In our Unknown African feature tonight, we feature the man who represented his country and the continent with distinction on the international stage.
Identical twins dancers from Bulawayo's Pumula suburb successfully juggle their fame with education.
In our sports buzz tonight, Sables clinched the Africa Rugby crown after beating Algeria 29-3 in Uganda.
Those are our leading stories. Again, thank you for joining us. We begin with the main news. President Emmerson Mnangagwa has called on the country's citizens to warmly welcome visitors who are coming into the country for the SADC Summit, as well as other related events. Let's get the details from our diplomatic correspondent, Josephine Mogio.
The start of the SADC Industrialization Week this Sunday in the capital signals the beginning of a busy period for the country as it hosts delegates from the SADC countries. This week, business entities from various countries will meet to discuss issues that will enhance regional integration and promote trade. As the visitors start flocking in, President Mnangagwa has called on the people of Zimbabwe to receive them well, expressing confidence that the country will do a good job in hosting its fellow SADC countries. He said this in an interview at his precab farm in Kwekwe.
I say to our people in Zimbabwe, let us welcome our visit with the greatest warmth we can muster as a nation and as a leadership. We believe that if we put all our effort together, we shall be able to host this summit in a memorable manner that many people will remember about it. And I think we have the capacity and the will to host the summit.
The delegates participating in the Industrialization Week will also tour various business entities, which include Manize Iron and Steel Mine. In preparation for the hosting of the 44th SADC Summit, various departments have been working round the clock with all hands on deck to ensure the successful hosting of the event. The Summit of Heads of State and Government will be held at the new Parliament building in Mount Hamden. Josephine Mugio, ZBC News, Kwekwe.
Zimbabwe and SADC economies are targeting an increase in production to achieve self-sufficiency driven by the regional body's drive towards full industrialization by 2063.
In 2014, Zimbabwe played a leading role towards the introduction of a SADC industrialization strategy, whose thrust is on facilitating increased production, boost exports, create employment, and facilitate economic growth. The move, which was adopted by the SADC Council of Ministers in 2015, led to the formation of an annual event, the SADC Industrialization Week. It emerged during the Regional Bloc's Industrialization Week Media Awareness Day that Zimbabwe and the regional economies are committed towards full-scale production by taking stock of current achievements, identifying challenges, and focusing on the future.
Together we can highlight the transformative power of industrialization and its role in shaping a sustainable and prosperous future.
The role of the private sector, which you will see coming alive in this week, and which I believe you see coming alive in every walk of life of industry and commerce over time, is that private sector is to be a viable partner to the SADC government's aspiration of a highly industrialized SADC region.
The Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Jennifer Muswere, called on Zimbabweans to take advantage of the SADC Industrialization Week by tapping into business opportunities for sustainable growth.
The premier event aims to promote industrialization, to showcase investment opportunities across various value chains and facilitate networking among stakeholders in the industrial sector. The SADC Industrialization Week aims to foster intra-African trade, develop cross-border value chains, and identify investment opportunities in the SADC region through public-private partnerships.
Focus for the Industrialization Week also include engagements with government officials and ministries, private sector, financiers, development partners, think tanks, and the academia. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
Exhibitors from across the region are eagerly anticipating significant gains from their participation at the 7th SADC Industrialization Week, which kicked off this Sunday.
The SADC Industrialization Week has started in earnest this Sunday with a media awareness workshop in the capital, Harare. Exhibitors, both local and foreign, are looking forward to a fruitful week of deliberations. And this Monday, an investment conference has been lined up where several topics will be under discussion in order to establish ways of growing the regional economy.
It gives us an opportunity really to enhance our relationships with other regional players who are in the bus and truck manufacturing, so that we create this regional value chain or enhance them, so that we will be able to exploit the opportunities in the African continental free trade area.
We're excited about this event. We're looking forward to having a lot of collaboration for the partners around the country. We, as a company, we've been looking forward to exporting. So this is the chance for us that we have to market ourselves into the SADC region.
We'd like to meet the entire delegation, those who make decisions to import, those who like to, they are individuals to enjoy the products. So we are there to make sure that we are able to proliferate these products into the region.
I'm happy to be here so that I can market my work in the region, as well as create networks, possibly collaborations, and just to see how other players in the region, what kind of products they have, and also how they do their business.
Foreign companies are equally enthusiastic about connecting with their regional partners.
I work for Botswana Investment and Trade Center. I'm here representing the Republic of Botswana. We are here, we have brought products from Botswana, and we hope that our companies and because we do have companies that have come along with us, we hope they will make meaningful linkages and they'll be able to find business here in Zimbabwe.
I'm from Malawi. I'm the managing director of Me and Them Enterprise. I'm here in Zimbabwe for the SADC industrialization. I'm here to look for opportunity so that I can find market to export my goods and to some other countries.
The 7th edition of the SADC Industrialization Week is set to bring together leaders from the private sector and also policymakers from government in the region in order to harness regional trade in view of the unfolding African continental free trade area. Owen Mandova, ZBC News, Harare.
The ZANU-PF Manicaland provincial leadership is calling for President Mnangagwa to remain in office until 2030 to fully implement the vision of achieving an upper middle income economy by 2030.
The ZANU-PF Manicaland province has supported calls for President Mnangagwa to see through the implementation of Vision 2030. This came out during a provincial inter-district meeting held in Mutare this Saturday, where the provincial and national party leadership delivered the recommendation to the party national political commissar, Comrade Munyaradzi Machacha.
Muchekeranwa land iri kugadzirwa mamakoni 1,125 hectares. Osborne Dam 3,000 hectares dziri kuzoiswa under irrigation. Kairezi River kune 1,250 hectares dziri kuzoiswa under irrigation. Zvinotiratidza kuti basa riri kuitwa riri kuda kuzoitwa handiti. zvinoreva kuti ngavarambe vari chii kuti basa riite sei.
Following the extension of the party cell restructuring process by a month from July to August, Comrade Machacha emphasized the importance of cell restructuring process as a solid foundation upon which the Revolutionary Party can maintain its dominance on the political arena.
Tichiongorora electoral performance yeZANU-PF, tiri kuona kuti kwese kusangano kwaune masel, musangano uri kuwina. Kwese kusina masel, musangano uri kudyiwa. Sero ndiro rinotipa vanhu, ndiro rinotipa simba. Kusero ndiko zvakare kwatinokwanisa kurwa ne-effective communication nevanhu vanotivhotera.
Since last year, the ruling ZANU-PF party has been conducting a cell restructuring process to come up with verifiable registers for its members across the country. Annually, the ruling party embarks on the restructuring exercise, which culminates into provincial elections. Kenya's Chivuje, ZBC News, Mutari.
Tributes continue to pour in for the late permanent secretary in the Ministry of Veterans of the Liberation Struggle Affairs, Mr. Clive Pambela, who died yesterday at the Avenues Clinic in Harare following a road traffic accident.
The late Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Veterans of the Liberation Struggle Affairs, Mr. Clive Pambela, a former spokesperson for the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development, was on his way to a work seminar in Masvingo when the tragic accident happened. He was in a coma until his passing on Saturday morning, the day he would have turned 51. A former banker and the Planning and Development Director of the Zimbabwe Chess Federation, Mr. Pambela was described as a dedicated family man who encouraged his children to strive for greatness.
My dad was like one of those people that's like everybody around him was like, this guy is always tough on us, he's always tough on us, because he wanted to bring out the best in everyone. Like, he's one of those people that just wanted to leave us in a better position. Like, even when he's gone, he wanted to know, okay, even if I go, they'll stay on and stay strong and stuff like that.
In a family, ndiangari munhu ari kubata family yese muupenyu hwevana vese. Vazhinji ndiye akapinza chikoro, ndiye ati tichingovimba naye. Saka zvese zvaakanga achiita, akanga ari munhu airatidza kunge kukura kubva achiri mudiki. He had people at mind, especially family.
Veterans of the Liberation Struggle Affairs, Monica Mavunga, described the former journalist as a hard worker.
Tiri kunzwa kurasikirwa zvikuru nokuti kuti ministry ifambe pane ma-controls akawanda anoiswa kuti ministry inyatso kuita basa sekupiwa kwamunenge mari itwa. Saka ndo mashandiro atiri kuita naVaMupambela. And ichi chiri chinangwa chekuda kuti mararamiro evakarwira nyika ange ari pamusoro. He was a hard worker. Munhu anga akazvipirisisa zvikurusa pabasa ravo, wekuti newewo saminister waitovimba nazvo kuti kana kuine kuina vaMupambela basa riri kufamba nestaff yavo inenge ichipiwa direction.
Mr. Pambela is survived by his wife and 4 children. He will be buried at Glen Forest Cemetery in Harare on Monday. Memory Chamisa, ZBC News, Harare.
May his soul rest in peace. ZANU-PF Mashonaland East Province has joined calls for President Emmerson Mnangagwa to continue as the country and party leader beyond his current term so that he fulfills his Vision 2030.
President E.D. Mnangagwa. President Comrade E.D. Mnangagwa. Pastor Mandu. 2030. 2030. Ramnaka Vanipaktura.
The recommendation was announced by Provincial Chairman Comrade Daniel Garwe at the Mashonaland East Inter-District Conference held at Goromonzi High School this Sunday, much to the applause of the delegates.
Hongu vakataura mwedzi wapera vari kwaMutare kumaNicaland kuti ini ndiri gweta remutemo ndindakagadzira mutemo. Haini ndichazongoti kana pangu papera ndichanozorora. Vaitaura segweta. Isu hatisi magweta tiri vanhu vavari kutungamira kuenda kuvision 2030. Tiri kuvakumbira kuti hongu muri gweta mune constitution yakavakwa nevanhu asi munyidhini zvakare mune muono wakabva kuna Mwari. Chikuru ivision 2030 constitution inogadzirwa nevanhu.
The youth and women's leagues expressed their unequivocal support on the recommendation.
Truda kutaurirai kuti isu madzimai kana development iri kufamba seiri kuuya nawaMunangagwa isusu hadi kudisturba. We don't want any disturbance pana Munangagwa. Nenyaya yekuti tinenge tiri murunyaro. We have seen vanhu vari peaceful munyika muno.
President vakati isusu ini ndauda kumbonozorora zvikati muda kuzorora panzira here makataka nyaya 2030 shuba muna munozozorora kana mapedza vision yanyu ndo zvakataurwa neyouth.
National Political Commissar Comrade Munyaradzi Machacha promised to relay the message from the people of Mashonaland East.
Panofanirwa kufariwa kana munhu ari kugona basa rake, vanotevera vachizviona vachifarira kuti dei amboitakurira kuenda mberi. Moziva kutungamira uku kunonetsa. Vashoma vatungamiri vanorecognizwa nevanotevera mumashure. Vamwe vane vachitonzi achibva zvino ava vari kunzi endai mberi nokuti marhodzi tiri kumaona, madhamu tiri kumaona, zigi yauya, mapuraizi achakwirikwiri, inflation yadzikaniswa, mafaktori ari kugadzirwa. Saka shoko renyu ticharitakura saizvozvo.
The increasing recommendations for President Mnangagwa to remain in office beyond 2030 comes after the president recently announced that he will retire upon completion of his second tenure as per the constitution. Recommendations for extension of his stay in power, however, continue to mount, with Masvingo Midlands, Matabele North and Mashonaland East, Bulawayo and other provinces calling on him to champion development towards attainment of Vision 2030. Gerald Sasa, ZBC News, Goromonzi.
The inaugural United Nations Tourism Regional Forum on Gastronomy for Africa concluded in Victoria Falls this Saturday, marking a significant milestone for the continent's culinary landscape.
A 3-day event brought together top chefs, policymakers and tourism experts from across Africa and the world to discuss the potential of gastronomy to drive sustainable tourism and economic growth. Delegates from Ghana, Botswana, Zambia and Germany who spoke to this news crew believe that the forum has laid the groundwork for positioning Africa as a global culinary destination.
Through this conference, we've seen that there's a lot of research that can be done in terms of improving the current grain, the quality of the grain. We're thinking about exporting the grain.
It has brought us back to our basics as Africans. We had lost our value, but thank you so much to Her Excellency, Madam Auxilia Mnangagwa.
Prior to this conference, we had a very Ghana-centered approach to our company. But as we've heard a lot of the delegates and the participants say, we really need to bring those borders down, right? Collaboration is very, very important as a continent.
We really have to start from our schools to educate
our students in the schools to implement all these traditional foods that are a variety of them here in Africa.
By harnessing the power of food, the continent can create jobs, preserve cultural traditions, and attract more tourists.
When we talk of a destination competitiveness, we talk of a destination that has a lot of options in terms of activities and visitor experience. Gastronomy on its own has always been an area of interest, even going to our culture. We actually solidify a relationship by way of sharing a meal. So by now incorporating gastronomy tourism, we are also now solidifying our position as a tourism sector.
Now that this edition has come and gone, let us regard highly all policy direction documents that were born out of this forum. They ensure they guide our domestic policies on this important matter.
The inaugural forum, which is the brainchild of the First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, also saw a number of business conferences being held on the sidelines, including the Women in Tourism Leadership Africa Committee meeting, where notes were shared on how the sector can further benefit women. The forum also explored various themes, including the preservation of traditional African cuisine, the development of culinary tourism products, and the role of gastronomy in empowering local communities. Tichaona Kurewa, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
Meanwhile, Serbian First Lady Mrs. Tamara Vučić has expressed a deep admiration for First Lady Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, her women's empowerment projects.
Serbian First Lady Mrs. Tamara Vučić, who visited the country for the inaugural United Nations Tourism Forum on Gastronomy for Africa, paid a courtesy call on her counterpart, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, this Friday on the sidelines of the event. The Serbian First Lady, who is in the country for the first time, attended the United Nations Tourism Gastronomy Forum, an event graced by Angolan First Lady Mrs. Ana Dias Lourenço and representatives sent by other African First Ladies from countries like Rwanda, Burundi, Equatorial Guinea, Sierra Leone, Tanzania, Namibia, Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda, Mozambique, Egypt, Tunisia, Botswana, Cameroon, and Malawi. The Serbian First Lady commended the warm hospitality from the people of Zimbabwe, highlighting that Zimbabwe and their country established relations in 1980. She also invited Amai Mnangagwa and President Emmerson Mnangagwa to visit Serbia. During the meeting, Dr. Mnangagwa underscored the importance of visiting each other regularly as First Ladies and the significance of exchange programs. Mrs. Vučić also hinted on the possibility of a sport exchange program between children from the two countries.
Whenever I can, I always speak about the importance of having hobbies. Apart from going to school regularly, to have some kind of hobby maybe to do sports or music or acting or whatever it takes. So that brings me to another topic that I wanted to go through with you, and that is the offer to bring kids from here to Serbia, to play sports, to attend sports camp, and to spend some time there, to exchange the knowledge, to exchange the experience. I think that's a good start to knowing one another.
Dr. Mnangagwa welcomed the idea, adding that such initiatives are key in curbing social vices like drug abuse among youngsters.
You know, Your Excellency, that now we have this problem of drug addiction, which is caught up with our children. The youngest, knows where they are brewed, knows where they are bought, how to use them. As young as, 3-year-old, 4-year-old child. So once we engage them in those projects and programs, it will somehow work out and also eliminate this drug addiction in many and most of our youngsters. Remember, not all children are school talented. Some can make a living through sport. Exactly. Arts, filming, all that. So if we get to know the talents in our children, that will help them.
The Serbian First Lady highlighted that there are Zimbabwean students studying in Serbia and their country is willing to increase the number of Zimbabwean students on scholarships in Serbia for them to come and contribute positively to the country's development. After the courtesy call, Dr. Mnangagwa hosted a dinner party for her guests where they had a feel of the rich Zimbabwean culture through traditional dishes including brown rice, mazondo, roadrunner. Amem Mnangagwa also addressed her guests, challenging other first ladies to be torchbearers in the preservation of African cultural heritage and identity.
United Nations, we will be with you in Africa and we'll make sure that we put our effort so that you come more to Africa and you introduce us to European countries. Because very soon they say what is happening in Africa, United Nations has gone to Africa, what is happening there? Then it has opened doors for Africa. Africa, you cannot be left behind with such an opportunity. First ladies, we have a mammoth task as first ladies. We have to run with this torch. We are torch bearers. We want to live and want our children to grow up knowing this. This was something that was forgotten a long time ago. But as first ladies, we have to work hard, bring the culture back, bring the discipline in homes, in families, in our children.
Zimbabwean rich cultural heritage was also showcased through musical performances, with talented musician Sandra Ndebele putting up a splendid performance, prompting guests to take it to the dance floor. Colette Msanyera, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
The Belarus women delegation paid a courtesy call on Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, where discussion was centered on women empowerment.
The Belarus businesswomen who were invited by First Lady Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa for a business summit, which ran concurrently with the inaugural United Nations Regional Forum on Gastronomy Tourism for Africa, paid courtesy call on Dr. Mnangagwa, where they discussed several issues with regards to the upliftment of women in various sectors of the economy. The delegation, comprised of the Deputy Mayor of the city of Minsk, Mrs. Nadezhda Lazarevic, Tatiana Lugina, who is the head of Belarus Light Industry, Julia Yasinskaya, Vice Chair of Bela Group Prom Bank, and Svetlana Galdiskaya, the Deputy Head of Clinic, among other women. The First Lady, who has a passion for the empowerment of women and has rolled out countless programs to economically empower them, made a proposal for a business summit when she, together with a delegation of businesswomen she led from Zimbabwe, met representatives from the Belarus Women's Union in Minsk. During their meeting with the First Lady, Dr. Mnangagwa rallied the women to continue working together and initiating projects that uplift their lives. She added the need to look out for each other as women, since their challenges and concerns are the same.
We just need to thank the President of Belarus and the President of Zimbabwe. They've afforded us this time opportunity for us women to have our own, without men, our own conference, without men involved. We should come up with tangible and very strong ideas, exchange of programs, and results. We should see them, because women, they are result-oriented.
Mrs. Olga Shipleskaya, head of Belarusian Women Union and CEO of TV channel May, who was donning Zimbabwe's national fabric, commended Zimbabwe for being a powerful nation with powerful women who are result-oriented.
Our proposal is to create an enterprise here in Zimbabwe with our technologies to produce cosmetics from the Zimbabwean ingredients and also expand it all over the world. Also, you women got very interested in our textiles, and for the textiles we started discussing with your women some projects in different directions. like they got interested in creating some special enterprises again here in Zimbabwe. They are ready to work and to bring more women to labor, to create labor spaces. We can bring the technology. Another important project is, of course, your fruits on our territory. We really do need these delicious fruits.
The two countries are also set to strengthen ties through education, whereby more than 500 Zimbabwean students will be enrolled at universities in Belarus to study different courses, including medicine. The Belarus women delegation also handed over a gift of 2 of Belarusian potato varieties. Upon receiving the gift, Ame Mnangagwa, an avid farmer, was delighted, indicating that she will have a bumper harvest from the 2 potato varieties. An empowerment champion, Dr. Mnangagwa added that the new varieties will also benefit Agric4She farmers. Dr. Mnangagwa also had an interview with Belarusian TV radio company special reporter Alessia Vysotskaya, where she highlighted the importance of inclusion of women in agriculture, and as the child and healthcare ambassador, she also tackled health issues.
We are looking at the training of our doctors for expertise. We're also looking at the medicine itself. You know, like if we can have some pharmaceuticals from Belarus, and the pharmacists also to come and get the training, and that the medicine, if it can be written in languages that we understand. When it comes to horticultural produce, we have a lot that women are in. We are in fruits, we are in vegetables, legumes, we are in everything, and we are promoting every woman to have these fruit trees and everything that makes a family go.
Cooperation in media was also high on the agenda during the meeting. Mrs. Shipleskaya also lauded Zimbabwe for stealing the show at the International Arts Festival Slaviansky Bazaar held in Belarus recently. Colette Msanyera, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
From Victoria Falls, we cross over to our Montrose studios, where Dora Ncube will now give us the next stretch of the bulletin. Dora, it's over to you.
Good evening, Joyce and Yvonne and the rest of the team at Puketzel. Many thanks for taking us on. We continue with Sunday edition from our Montrose News Desk. Communities in Chiredzi district are benefiting from a borehole sinking program that has been rolled out by the Chiredzi Rural District Council in partnership with the locals.
Constituency is the latest to benefit from the program, with 14 boreholes having been sunk in most wards across the constituency. The program has seen villagers and the local authority join hands in mobilizing resources needed for the sinking of the boreholes in a move meant to avert potable water scarcity challenges in the area.
Project yekuti vakati ngatite mubatanidzwawo kubatanidza mari tiwane kundochema kumakanzuru takabata saizvezvo zvatibetsera kuti mvura yava kuita
takuwanawo mirivo takuwanawo mvura nenguva. Mvura yakakosha because mvura ndiyo inotipa zvese ngava utsanana inyaya yemvura ine yakakosha.
Takaita magroups edu tikaita mukando yedu tikaisawo kamari kedu tikaisawo kunani kukanzu.
This program is a continuation of the presidential borehole drilling scheme launched in 2021, aiming to increase clean water availability for communities across the country.
Takamutsa program iyoyo for 32 mawards across the district, that is 5 constituencies at now. Tikati makansela ega mobilize ma communities also ma communities ma village ya mobilize mari inosvika kana kuti $1,000 $1,200. And then vanoita direct procurement vari vega villages. Vonotenga mapipe avo amamuchionayo, vonobhadhara diesel ravo through ma committees avo. Council iri paside. And then isuse council when we are now coming in tichivapa drilling rig for free.
At the moment we are working in Chiredzi North, where we are working in Ward 24 and other surrounding wards, even Ward 1 in Gudo. So we are continuing with that program, and it will be moving to other districts, to other wards as we progress.
In line with the broader government strategies, the borehole sinking program seeks to bolster the lives of rural communities by providing a sustainable water supply to mitigate the effects of climate change, which has led to severe water shortages in the region. Geima Tambo, ZBC News, Chiredzi.
We now take a look at the segment Time in African. From humble beginnings in Lome to international stardom, Tongolese former footballer Emmanuel Adebayo's success story remains a source of inspiration for many Africans dreaming of flying the continent flag high. In our Aman African feature tonight, we feature the man who represented his country and continent with distinction on the international stage.
Born as Shey Emmanuel Adebayo on the 26th of February 1984 in Lome, Togo, to a family of Yoruba ethnicity, the star striker grew up in a small neighborhood surrounded by passionate football fans, which ignited his passion for the beautiful game. Despite facing numerous challenges and setbacks, such as living in an apartment without electricity or bathrooms, Adebayo persevered to fulfill his footballing dream. Adebayo's football journey began at the local park, where he would play with his friends. His natural talent and dedication quickly caught the attention of coaches, who invited him to a local club, Sporting Club de Lome. As he honed his skills, Adebayo's confidence grew and he began to envision a future beyond Togo borders. After impressing scouts from Metz in 1999, Adebayo was brought to France, where he made his Ligue 1 debut against Sochaux in 2001. Following Metz relegation, he played a season League 2, scoring 13 goals in 34 league matches, prompting a summer 2003 move to Monaco, where he later on featured in the 2004 UEFA Champions League final against Porto. Signing with the French team, Adebayo embarked on a journey that took him to various leagues and countries. In 2006, he moved to the English Premier League club Arsenal, where he earned his nickname Baby Kanu due to his resemblance to former Arsenal and Nigerian star Nwankwo Kanu, whom he idolized as a youth. With the Gunners, Adebayo will be remembered for many goals, including the winner that knocked Italian giants AC Milan out of the Champions League in 2008.
He's got support. Walcott slides it square. Adebayo! Milan 0, Arsenal 2.
The African superstar went on to play for more clubs such as Manchester City, Tottenham Hotspur, Crystal Palace and Real Madrid, as well as the Turkish and Paraguay clubs, earning recognition and accolades along the way. In 2021, Adebayo returned home in Togo, signing with the Semasi, but announced his retirement from professional football 2 years later at the age of 39. Away from clubs, he has represented Togo in several international tournaments, including the Africa Cup of Nations. In 2006, he helped Togo qualify for the 2006 Africa Cup of Nations and the FIFA World Cup after scoring 11 goals in the qualifiers. In 2008, Adebayo was named the African Footballer of the Year and the talented striker in Togo's all-time top goal scorer with 32 goals. Off the pitch, Emmanuel is a devoted philanthropist, supporting initiatives that promote education and sports development in Togo. He serves as a role model for young Togolese players, inspiring them to chase their dreams just as he did.
And that's it from us here at Montrose. We take a break. Thereafter, we'll take you back to the team at Pockett's for more news on Sunday edition. To stay with us.
This is the currency we've been waiting for. A currency that's not just paper and coins, but a symbol of Zimbabwe's rich resources and stability. That's Zimbabwe Gold. This is ZiG. Let's dive into what makes ZiG not just a new currency, but a new beginning for Zimbabwe's economy. ZiG is born out of a blend of traditional and innovative financial wisdom, anchored in gold and precious metals, along with foreign currency reserves. This backing isn't just for show. It's a promise of stability and trust, ensuring that ZiG's value is as solid as the gold it's pegged to. From the bustling markets of Harare to the serene landscapes of rural Zimbabwe, ZiG is set to become the medium of exchange that's both reliable and accessible. With denominations ranging from ZiG 200 to ZiG 1 and even handy coins, it caters to every transaction, big or small. Transitioning to ZiG is a breeze. It's all about inclusivity, ensuring no one is left behind in Zimbabwe's financial renaissance. ZiG doesn't walk alone. It co-circulates with other foreign currencies under Zimbabwe's multi-currency system, enriching our financial landscape. It's a legal tender that not only simplifies transactions but also restores confidence in our economy, promising a future where stability and growth go hand in hand. So why ZiG? Because it's more than just money. It's a symbol of Zimbabwe's resilience, a step towards an economy where stability is the norm, and every Zimbabwean can look forward to a prosperous future. Welcome to the era of Zimbabwe Gold, where our currency is our pride.
As another year draws to a close, Air Zimbabwe's management and staff thank you for your support.
Try the new Dunked All-Star Box. Hope you're ready for the new star of the show. KFC, it's finger licking good while stocks last.
Welcome back. We now take a look at our This and That feature. While many teenagers tend to be taken aback by social media fame only to falter on the education side, the identical Ndlovu twins of Pumula South in Blayo are juggling their social fame with their studies, making for a killer combo. Let's take a look.
From the time they could walk and stand, the twins Silulekile and Seluleko have not kept their feet on the ground, using every opportunity they get to exercise their dance moves. Having dubbed themselves the Identicals, the twins have mesmerized their myriad of fans on social media and live performances with their synchronicity, unique style, and unrivaled chemistry.
We weren't really inspired by anyone, I think. We weren't really exposed to social media at that time, but we really loved dancing, and when we got the opportunity, we were just ready to go for it.
The 15-year-olds who are in Form 3 have become the talk of the town, as they have amassed a staggering 1 million Facebook views and 10,000 followers and 60,000 followers on TikTok. The twins are unfazed by their fame.
We are not really after fame, if I may say. We are just doing it just to enjoy. It is because guess Jabulis are like, we are happy, and as seeing people that they're so supportive, our parents, wherever you go, that's really the fun part of it.
Having appeared on various local productions, the twins are confident that their talent will not go to waste.
Wow, I wish I had moves like that. That's it for all This and That. Let's take a look at what's up in our SNT. Two brilliant young minds from Dominican Convent High School have changed the way things that are done in the scientific world. We're talking about coming up with greenhouses and the impact of natural disasters on Zimbabwe's agricultural sector. Let's take a look.
After recognizing the vulnerability of Zimbabwe's food security to natural disasters, 15-year-old Hope Zulu and 13-year-old Michelle Sibanda embarked on a school project to address the issue. Their creation, a smart greenhouse equipped with advanced sensors, can detect early warning signs of natural disasters like earthquakes and cyclones.
For the natural disaster, we made it like we wanted it to detect, for example, volcanoes, earthquakes, stuff like that. We're supposed to make it like maybe almost like a website or signals that if it's now coming, it can warn people.
You can't sense that little vibration of an earthquake. So our mechanism could sense this, and it will send a message to like a certain station that will alert people.
The low-cost prototype, constructed using readily available recyclable materials, is not only a technological marvel, but also a testament to the young inventors' ingenuity.
We used some sensors. We wanted to also make it recyclable, so there was like a box there, and then we put like our things inside. Then we used the general components like jumpers and the Raspberry Pi, which is being the most used microprocessor there.
It warns of looming disasters through an alarm system. Government's commitment to building a generation of employment creators has seen schools take an active part in ensuring students develop a keen interest in science.
Part of our curriculum actually is to foster critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, through robotics and coding, so that we produce innovative thinkers who will be able to take part in developing the country in terms of technology and industrialization.
The young inventors' groundbreaking work is a clear indicator that Zimbabwe's Education 5.0 model, which emphasizes innovation and industrialization, is yielding positive results. Lisa Masuku, ZBC News.
Well, for these young minds, the sky is the limit. We're off to a break. We come back with the latest in sport in our Sports Buzz.
The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe announces a new initiative to ensure sufficient local currency in circulation. Starting June 10, swipe for Zig Cash at any HomeLink branch using your debit or credit card. Available in your Zig denominations: 1, 2, 5, and 10 Zig. You can exchange your foreign currency for Zig Cash at the prevailing interbank exchange rate. The Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe is ensuring that adequate Zig Cash is available for all, be it in public transportation, retailers, informal traders, and other key stakeholders. For more information, visit your nearest HomeLink branch. Thank you.
Zimbabwe will proudly host the 44th Ordinary SADC Summit of Heads of State and Government on August 17, 2024 in Harare. Preceding this landmark event are crucial meetings of SADC senior officials and the Council of Ministers setting the agenda for the summit. ZBC will cover all the action from these preparatory meetings to the summit itself across its TV, radio, and digital platforms. Advertisers are encouraged to seize seize this significant opportunity to enhance their brand's visibility locally and regionally through tailored advertising packages during the SADC meetings and summit. For more details on advertising opportunities, please contact Mildred on 0712-831-177 or Wilson on 0775-902-040 or email sales@zbc.co.zw.
Welcome back. The Zimbabwe senior men's rugby team, the Sables, have conquered Africa after thumping Algeria 29-3 in the Rugby Africa Cup final to clinch the coveted continental honours in Kampala, Uganda this Sunday. We now link up with Jeffrey Murimbeji, who is in Kampala for more.
Zimbabwe has reclaimed its crown as the king of African rugby. The Sables dominated Algeria 29-3 in the Africa Cup final in Kampala in Uganda in front of a packed crowd. It's a historic double for Zimbabwe, who have days ago defeated Namibia for the first time in 23 years. The last time Zimbabwe won the Africa Cup was in 2012. Coach Peter Bernardo was named the coach of the tournament, while crowd favorite Tepuwa Mafura was awarded player of the tournament. Vice captain Aidan Burnett was named the player of the match, and the Sables' victory has sent shockwaves across African rugby, signaling a new era of Zimbabwean dominance.
Meanwhile, President Emmerson Mnangagwa has congratulated the Sables for that massive victory. Well done to our Sables for raising our flag high. Well, back home, we cross over to Ireland, where the news is not so good. The Zimbabwe's men's national cricket team, the Chevrons, have lost the one-off test match against Ireland by 4 wickets in Belfast this Sunday.
Irish cricket gods yet the final laugh on day 4 of the Ireland vs Zimbabwe one-off test match in Belfast after the Wards triumphed by 4 wickets this Sunday, thanks to excellent first session batting. Though the Chevrons appeared to be in control before rain forced stumps on day 3, Ireland looked rejuvenated on day 4 with their mid-order composed and ready to win the match. Lockie Tucker and Andy McBride combined with half-centuries apiece to make the scoreboard tick at a quicker pace, frustrating the Zimbabwean bowlers who struggled to rediscover that partnership-breaking touch in the first session of day 4. Blessing Muzarabani finally got a reward, dismissing Tucker after a 96-run partnership, but the damage had already been done and McBride was determined to help his side cross over the line, which he did, along with Mark Ade before lunch. While one would credit the Irish gods for sending the reins whenever their team was in trouble, the Chevrons looked second best in every aspect of the game. A poor batting display resulted in Zimbabwe only setting Ireland a target of 158 runs to win, which by any standard is a poor score to defend. The bowling and fielding was far from impressive, especially during Ireland's first innings, where Zimbabwe conceded 59 bowling extras from bowling and fielding errors. Of those 59 extras, wicketkeeper batsman Clive Madande conceded 42 byes, breaking a 147-year-old record in the process. In the end, the culmination of errors was the difference between the two teams, as Ireland scored 158 runs for 6 wickets in their second innings to win the first ever test match between the two teams. Reynold Ngwarati, ZBC News.
Now in local football news, Simba Bora keeping close track of log leaders FC Platinum after clinching a crucial away victory over Wange on a day. FC Platinum thumped Herentals 3-1.
Outfit Simba Bora continue to monitor the situation at the top of the Premier Soccer League standings after edging Wange this Sunday to ensure that FC Platinum do not extend their lead at the top of the PSL standings. Informed striker Timon Machope was the hero again as Simba Bora overcame bottom of the log Wange in their own backyard to keep close pace with runaway leaders FC Platinum, who were victorious again this Sunday against Herentals. FC Platinum were lethal, beating Rentals by 3-1 at Mandava Stadium, hoping to create breathing space between themselves and the chasing pack, but Simba Bora stood in the way of those plans. Log leaders at one point, Ngesi Platinum continued their drop in momentum after playing out to a goalless draw against Manica Diamonds. At the Art Stadium, Kamabiliad equaled William Anondo's tally of 9 goals so far this season as Yada beat Bulawayo Chiefs by 2-1. Dynamos and Bigita Minerals played out to a goalless draw, which was the same scoreline between Islanders and Tel One, who both fired blanks. Elsewhere, ZPC Kariba enjoyed warm advantage with a 2-0 victory over Chicken Inn, while Green Fuel and Chegutu Pirates failed to score against each other. Reynaud Ngwarati, ZBC News.
Sunday edition takes a break. We will be back with more. To stay with us.
High-quality alcohol-free red common bricks for sale at affordable prices. Visit Dow Bricks at Chikurubi Prison Farm, Harare. We are also recruiting salespeople.
In today's fast-paced world, paying in Zig is not just about exchanging physical cash. It's about tapping into the electronic payment space, where convenience meets technology. On Zimbabwe's stable, safe, sound, and efficient national payment system. Experience seamless transactions at your fingertips, anytime, anywhere. Join the future of payments today with Zig. Secure, reliable, effortless. Pay the smart way. Pay with Zig.
Thank you for staying with us. Now in our showbiz, Kilatis Kanandanyura reclaimed pole position on this week's Power FM Top 40 chart show.
A number of songs have managed to stay on the charts for weeks, including Edge is Proving His Metal with more than 2 songs making it on the chart show, including Dance Around Together, which occupied 5th, and a remix of his song Danzi featuring All Stars on 6th. A collaborative effort including DJ Naida and Chengetu's collaboration Wandirasa on 14th place, another joint act Walk Over by Saidi and Saint Flo 15th, and Jara Chara by T-Guns and Baga. Patience Nyakati SABC News.
We're off to a break now. Don't go far. We'll be back shortly with more.
ZBC Current Affairs, striving for excellence and perfection in setting the agenda, shaping the Zimbabwean story and sustaining the narrative through detailed analysis and discussions, bringing to you polished live coverage of national events. We are ZBC Current Affairs, delivering to you the national budget, live parliamentary debates, Independence, Heroes Day and Defense Forces events. We bring you insightful documentaries, special programs, and thought-provoking debates. ZBC Current Affairs. We are definitely Zimbabwean, telling an accurate, balanced, and unfettered Zimbabwean story.
Exactly 10 years after Zimbabwe hosted regional leaders in the majestic Victoria Falls city, the country is once again